Hey guys. So I'm gonna go a little bit away from what I said I was gonna do. I said I was gonna do a book haul. I decided that since I'm doing tarot readings for people and I already have some people interested in getting readings from me, that I'm going to show off the decks that I primarily use. I use tarot, obviously, but I also use oracle cards to clarify. So say I pulled the Hierophant card for you, and you want to know, well, what does that mean further than what I already told you? I was like, well, let's look into that. And I pull an oracle card, and that gives you kind of a deeper meaning. Actually, it does give you a deeper meaning. Now, the difference between a tarot deck and an oracle deck, and I'm actually going to use two of my decks as an example. And this will show off these ones, and I'm using these ones because I don't have the boxes for them right now. This is the Darkwood Tarot, and I got the book just to kind of, I do have the book. The book kind of shows what the front of the box is. This is the Darkwood Tarot by Sasha Graham, art by Abigail Larson, who I love. And so a tarot deck uses very specific imagery, and I'm just going to show you a couple of the cards. So like this is the Five of Swords, and so it uses very specific imagery, suits, major arcana, minor arcana, to give you your reading, and I wish that would focus a little bit more. But I love that image of 3 cups, cute little kitties. But this one is a very dark, kind of dark fairy tale. It reminds me a lot of Grimm's fairy tale, and the fool's journey through the woods. And the tarot usually deals with the fool's journey through the major arcana, and then the minor arcana gives a little more deeper dive into different meanings. So this is the Darkwood Tarot, and that's my example for what a tarot deck is. Now, what an oracle deck is, and for this one I'm going to be using my Magick of You, which this is the book. I don't have the box for it for whatever reason. And I love this one because of the imagery. I was using this one a lot for a while. And that's the backing, is that oracle decks will give you an image, a title of the image, and then a little saying under it. So like this one, which is a beautiful image, is Oblivion, open your arms. And so that gives you a little more of kind of what the meaning is, and you can deep dive from there. So I use oracle cards to clarify. So for example, say of course, shuffling on camera is a little bit difficult for me. Say that I pulled out, I only got 2. And any of these cards resonate with you, please feel free to use them in your day for your reading. So I pulled out the Fool, which that Fool is super pretty. She's got a little cat, and I pulled out the Fool and the 10 of Wands. So right off the bat, I would tell you that this is giving me very much, you are starting off on a journey of a creative project, and you are going to be starting at square one, taking that leap of faith that the Fool represents, and coming out the other side as very successful, very confident, and reaping the benefits of this project. And that's a Reader's Digest version. I would definitely go into more detail about that. But say you wanted to know more about the project itself. What kind of project is it? What am I doing a leap of faith on? Or what is keeping me from it? Or it could be either way. So I would be like, like, all right, let's take a look. And I would shuffle this deck. Protection, set personal boundaries. So from here, I would go into a project. I would say it would be a project about, it's a project that is one of your passion projects. And I would also bring in that also the spirits are telling you to put some personal protection around yourself. Don't tell a lot of people. Don't talk about it a lot, because obviously this is a very soulful endeavor and you don't want people's influence in it. So that is my way that I use Oracle and Tarot to give you an overall reading and give you a very detailed reading. My readings last about 30 minutes. So 30 minutes depending on what we dive into, how many cards you want, what kind of spread. So with that being said, let's dive into the rest of the decks. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to do Tarot, then Oracle, and down the list until I'm done. I'm going to start with like kind of the more obscure decks that I have. With this particular deck, there is nudity, so if you don't like nudity, this deck I haven't used in a while, but I really do love it. It's the Le Tarot de Femmes Erotiques, and it deals with old vintage erotic imagery. I really like this one. And this one does not come with a guidebook, which I find very interesting. That's the backing. And a couple of the cards, and like I said, there is nudity. It's basically a vintage nudie deck. And, but, so you've got that one. Got that one. And like I said, this one is really pretty. But like I said, if you don't like nudity, you're not going to enjoy it. I mostly use this to read for myself in a very specific time in my life, and the images just brought me back. And like I said, I do burlesque in my spare time. I appreciate burlesque, and I love burlesque, and I love nudity and vintage nudie things, and so this deck was right up my alley. But that's an option if you want to, if you feel called to want me to use that deck, just say, hey. So that's a tarot. Okay. Next, I really like this one too. This is an oracle deck, the Gothic Oracle by, this is the Anne Stokes Gothic Oracle. So if you are familiar with Anne Stokes' artwork, you'll know this one. And this one's super pretty, especially for a little goth heart like myself. I love the inside of this box. It's just blood red. This deck is also gorgeous because it's got that beautiful gilded edging. That red gild. Oh. Back of the cards. A few images. And then finally one of the last ones, because I really love that image. This one's one of my favorites. This is the Fire Dragon. So that is the Gothic Oracle. And in any of these videos, if you want me to do a deep dive, just specific video for a specific deck, I can do that. So it's the Gothic Oracle. Anne Stokes Gothic Oracle. Okay. Oh, next. So because I have way more Oracle cards out than I do Tarot right now, because I've been playing around with different ones that I haven't played with in a while, I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do another Oracle deck. These next two Oracle decks are by the same artist. And I happen to really like his artwork. Paolo Barbiere's, this is the Night Fairies deck, which is, again, like I said, I love all of the artwork on this. I don't buy a tarot deck or an Oracle deck unless I really love the imagery. And I'm saving my two favorites for the last two decks that I use a lot because they're my favorite. But these Night Fairies, that's the back, and the Night Fairies, and there may be nudity in this as well, I can't remember. Ooh, upside down. I love that image, that's one of my favorites. And that one's the Wounded Healer. I get that one often. Patience, that one's really pretty. But yeah, these ones, like I said, if you like Fae energy, this is a good one. And finally, the Knight's Call. So yeah, that one is the Night Fairies. And then the Oracle deck this is another Oracle deck by Paolo Barbieri. And this one, because I love dragons, this one's kind of one of my more favorites of his decks, and I've been recently pulling it out and using that one because I haven't in a long time. This is Star Dragons, and very similar to Night Fairies, except that it's got dragon imagery, and he's got a unicorn deck as well that's very similar. That's the backing. Oh, I haven't seen this one yet. Bliss, Cherishing the Day. That's super cute. A dragon and a mermaid frolicking in the waves. I love that. But yeah, it deals with a lot of, like I said, dragon imagery, which I'm totally into. I'm trying to see if there's any like really favorite images that I want to show off that really sum up this deck for me. There was one. Where is it? So this one is interesting that I like that they did. This one's called Transformation, Defining Yourself. And it's like a unicorn dragon. I think that's kind of cool. That's a neat image. So yeah, that is the Star Dragons Oracle. If you want to use that one in your reading, just let me know. And now back to tarot. Oh, give me a second. I need a sip of coffee. Pumpkin spice coffee out of a cauldron mug is always a winner for me. So this deck is by Julia Jeffrey, and I have her Tarot of the Hidden Realm somewhere. I just can't find it. My decks like to take vacations and put themselves in vacation. But this is the Witch Sister Tarot. She just came out with this one recently. And this one focuses more on Scottish witchcraft. And like the interior of this box says, the magic of the ancestors beats in your blood. Feel its power and free your wild soul. And this deck I'm still getting to know, but every time I've worked with it, I've enjoyed it. And I've been doing mostly readings for myself with it, but if anyone feels called to, that's the backing, want me to read with this deck, I will. And like I said, this one focuses on more Celtic, specifically Scottish witchcraft. And the imagery is really gritty, polished, but not. And so I like this one. It's almost like the ancestor witches that came before you in your witch blood coming out and saying hi. And just because this one's so cute, the boar with the baby boars. Aww. And then, because I also love this image, that one's beautiful too. So, I like a lot of the images in these. I keep seeing more that I want to show off. Oh. Oof. That one's nice. So yeah, that's the Witch Sister Tarot. If you want, like I said, if you want me to read with that, I'm more than happy to. Okay. Final two. And these are my favorites, my favorite Oracle deck and my favorite Tarot deck. These are kind of my ride or dies. Yeah, and you'll see why. So the Oracle deck is the Earth and Bone Oracle by Syrian Shadow. And this one is not the mass-produced one that they have out now. This was the first iteration, so the images are kind of dark. Hopefully they show up, but I really love the bone and influence. Like, the inside of the box says, merge the shadow and be reborn in the darkness. As a shadow witch, I really appreciate that. It makes my little shadow heart happy. So that's the backing. Very pretty. That's flowers and different bones. I hope these show up. That's flight. They're easier to see in person. I know that the mass-produced one has them a little more colorful and easier to see. This one's easier to see. This is Sorcerer. I really like that one. Roots, which that has a person. There we go. A person on the roots of a tree. Prosperity. I like this one because it deals with the dark as well as the light, like the life-giving of the darkness and the light, and that we have both inside of us. Oh, this one's really pretty. If you like mushrooms and mushroom imagery and cottagecore bony imagery, this is surrender, letting go, trust, consideration, and expansion. That one's really pretty. And then this one, I hope you can see, it's called the Pack. Ooh, shit. Ah, there we go. Yeah, the Pack with a human hugging wolves. And then two more. Cage, that one's really nice. There we go. And then finally the Stand. I really like this image. This is the Stand, courage, determination, and fearlessness. I really love that image. But as you can see, they have bones, and I like the darker decks, obviously, and you'll be able to tell by my Ride or Die tarot deck that I'm going to show next. So yeah, that's the Earth and Bone by Syrian Shadow. Again, if you want that one, just let me know. It has a lot to say, and it's supportive and gentle when it has to be, but when it doesn't have to be, it won't. It'll definitely kind of be. It's a straight shooter. It's a straight shooter deck. So the final deck, and this if you don't give me a specification of a specific tarot deck that you want me to use, I'm gonna use this one because this one is my Ride or Die. This is my bestie, and sadly this one is out of print right now. I say right now because it goes in and out of print, but right now it's out of print. And that is the Tarot of Vampyres by Ian Daniels. And just for the guidebook alone, like, this guidebook is beefy, and he goes into so much detail in this. But I love the imagery in this deck, so much so that I had originally bought a copy of it, lost a couple cards from it, and so I repurchased it because I was heartbroken. repurchased it, and then I found those 2 cards again. So I'm using the second deck as kind of an image deck that I just put imagery up. So that's the backing. And these are the cards. And these are very Gothic. As you can tell, these were the images that I worked with a couple days ago. And I'm still going to do a video about those cards. So, and like I said, this for a goth like me, they're just juicy, and there's so much to get from them. And I can't get over it. I can't get over it. I can journal on all of these for so long. And Daughter of Knives is a really nice one. And one of my favorite cards, because my birth card, so my astrological sign birth card is of course the Hermit, because I'm a Virgo, but my birth card based on numbers is the Strength card, which, because my number is 8, and I judge all Strength cards because I just love them, and this is one of my favorite Strength cards ever. And then finally, Daughter of Grails. That one's really pretty. So yeah, that is the Tarot of Vampires, and actually they're like, hey, pull a card from me. So here's a free daily draw for you guys. And I mean, I'll be doing daily draws on my page just to give you guys some energy for the day. But the daily draw for this one that we're gonna get today, all you wonderful people watching, you can take it if it resonates with you. If not, that's fine. So what's the day gonna be like? Ooh, 5 of Grails, 5 of Cups. Today is going to be a day of rest and relaxation. I know here locally it's been raining. I think the sun has just come out. It's been really cloudy and icky, but I'm truly believing that taking some time and resting is a good thing for everyone today. And just recalibrate, come back to yourself, center, and because tomorrow's a new day. And sometimes we are also go about our lives and about the things that we need to do. We need to take the kids to practice. We need to get to work. We need to clean up the house on our days off. We need to film videos because it needs to get done. But taking some time out for yourself to reflect and to rest and put yourself first and fill up your battery is necessary for human life. You are human after all. Water yourself. So those are the decks, and like I said, if you can't remember any of the names, I'm going to put them down in the description, and that way going forward you can let me know what decks you want me to use. So as always, guys, have a great day, and I am sending you so much kind energy and demonic chutzpah. Have a great day, guys.